Introduction to Facilities Management. Introduction. In this course, we are going to take an in-depth look at facilities management, what it requires, and how by studying this course you will be able to find the right career for you within the wide range of roles available. We are going to cover the following topics. What is facilities management? The trainee. Aims and objectives. Identify. Evaluate. Action. Review. Characteristics of the facilities manager. Developing a philosophy as a facilities manager. Types of organizations. Organizing the department. Personality and skills of facility personnel. Facility management leadership. Strategic and annual planning. The annual work plan. What is facilities management? The International Facility Management Association defines facilities management as an overarching profession that is an umbrella term for multiple separate roles and disciplines that ensures the organization functions by integrating people, place, process and technology. Facilities management, despite encompassing a huge variety of roles and responsibilities, can be defined very clearly as everything that is not core business. The role of the facilities manager is to work to make sure all of the elements of a business cohere and work together for the success of the organization. Some of these roles that we are going to study in depth during this course could be office management, human resources, lease and vendor management, health and safety management, workplace maintenance, project management, business management. The trainee. Because the role is so wide-ranging and encompasses a great variety of skills, a trainee facilities manager should remember not to do too much at once. This can lead to failure. There is some key advice to acknowledge in order to become a good facilities manager, FM. As a trainee FM, many varied careers and roles will open themselves up to you. Keep your ultimate career goals in mind. Build in-depth knowledge of the role. Gather experience wherever you can find it. Manage your workload efficiently. Don't be too self-critical. Allow yourself time to reflect on the work you are doing. Aims and objectives. There are a certain set of aims and objectives that a facilities manager should have. These are common to most of the roles that fall under facilities management, but it will also be important for you to come up with your own in order to become accomplished in the field. They can be broken down into 5 key areas to think about. Think about the following while setting up your work as a facilities manager. Identify. What services do you provide? How to provide them? When will you provide them? Construct a timeline and stick to it. Why are you providing them? Where will your services be needed? Evaluate. Are your services essential to the organization? Where are the gaps you need to fill? Develop a comprehensive overview of the organization to establish this. Plan. Once an effective evaluation has taken place, you can implement a plan to address the problems and provide solutions. Set up a basic system within 1 year. Allow 2 more years for evaluation and review of your work. Action. Develop and prepare your plan fully before actioning. Have faith in your plans. Strategize a step-by-step implementation timeline. Review. This is your strongest tool. Always review and re-review your work. Encourage staff to be self-reflexive and to review the progress you are making. Keep reviewing throughout. Characteristics of a facilities manager. Once you get to the stage that you become a facilities manager, you may well have developed all of these skills or be in the process of working on them. A successful facilities manager should be intelligent in business, enterprising, a financial manager, a voice for their team, agile purchaser, lessor, and contractor, ethical, capable of networking well, a teacher, able to think outside the box, able to take risks, a survivor. Developing a philosophy as a facilities manager. Synthesizing the working practices of an organization with your own values is always going to produce different results depending on where you work. There are, however, several commonly occurring themes. It's important to understand and make sure upper management understand that facility management is a key part of the business. A philosophy of facilities management should take into account that safety of employees and customers, business legal obligations and costs, and customer satisfaction are business and management priorities. It's vital to understand the costs incurred across the business and take these into account when thinking about an overarching philosophy. Leave a diligent paper trail. Don't be afraid to try new ideas. Invest in long-term working relationships. Prioritize customer service. Measure and assess the FM team's work. Work transparently. Work ethically. Types of organizations. Understanding the organization you are working with is the key to the success of a facilities manager, and the first step to that is recognizing the types of organizations that exist. There are four main categories of organization: public sector, educational facilities, private sector, international organizations. These have characteristics in common, but of course, the working values will differ between individual organizations. It's also important to remember that working with non-profit or not-for-profit companies will likely see markedly lower budgets. Organizing the department. Organizing the department effectively is the first step towards evaluating the needs of the overall organization and what the facility manager needs to do to optimize their work. Outsourcing is usually a useful way of doing this efficiently and making sure that the facility management department is adequately staffed with the right people for the job. Departments such as the administrative and building services of an organization use subcontracts and outsourced contracts and serve us as a good example of this sort of organization. Administrative services, food service, security, IT, mail, messengers, graphics. Building services, architectural, engineering, and interior design firms. Day-to-day operations and maintenance. Moving and removing of assets, for example, furniture or equipment. Asset protection and management. Project management and estimations. In this way, the department is closely organized and subcontracting those parts of the department can be cheaper with better qualified staff. Personality and skills of facility personnel. There are some key characteristics that an FM should look out for when staffing their departments. The FM themselves should make allowances for reactive management. Everyone on the team should be 100% committed. An FM must embrace performance evaluation. Inexperienced potential employees should be hired with caution. Facility management leadership. There isn't one perfect way to be a leader, and being an FM shouldn't require taking a leadership course if they are mindful of being the following: an advocate for the facility. This means to be the voice of the organization, recognizing and vocalizing its needs and best practice. The role of facilities management is relatively unknown in the business world, and a manager needs to ensure it is not overlooked. Able to match the work itself to the right staff. This is an excellent management strategy that involves choosing the right members of staff to do specific tasks, improving their efficacy and efficiency. A conscientious hirer of staff. A good facilities manager should be part of a hiring process and strategically choose applicants that will be beneficial to the organization as a whole and perfect for the role. Able to implement various management techniques. Most of the roles that fall within facilities management require leadership, and so versatile techniques for best managing people and assets is crucial. Able to act as a figurehead and role model for quality service. A good facilities manager should be able to set an example to other employees and those under their management. Able to balance the day's work with a knowledge of, and plan for, the future of the business. It's vital for a facilities manager to be able to look at the resources, assets, and practices that they work with and be able to identify how this will meet the needs of the future of the company, while also effectively managing those resources in the day-to-day. Strategic and annual planning. A successful facilities manager will always bear the following in mind when planning well. A plan is only as effective as the planner. Thorough and accurate planning increases the success rate. Poor planning can mean disastrous consequences. Good planning can mean better response times, simplified expense coordination, a close relationship between long and short-term goals. The annual work plan. As we have discussed, a facilities manager needs to be able to think forward, plan effectively, and have a clear vision for where they would like to take their role going forward. A good strategy to be able to do this effectively is to create an annual work plan that considers business issues in the short and long term. To be successful, an annual work plan needs to do the following. Consist of a clear message. Be clearly and consistently structured with few complexities. Identify the problem and the potential solutions. Should determine. Project achievability. Development schedule. Ideal maximum budget. With this framework in place, a workable plan for success can be drawn up. Summary. In this module, you have been introduced to the basic concepts and ideas behind facility management and have learned that facilities management is essentially everything that is not core business. Aims and objectives of an FM can be broken down into 5 key areas. An FM needs to be a voice for their team and a teacher. An FM needs an abiding philosophy for the role. Subcontracting is a useful tool for an FM to procure the best staff.